Hello. All right, so this is our second Craft Club Facebook Live, and I'm trying to do it without messing it up. So just bear with me for a couple more seconds. I want to see if I can't pull it up on my iPad so that I can see what's going on and pull it up on. Turn down the volume. All right, so what we are all experiencing right now can be very frustrating, and one of the ways I relieve my frustrations is by doing crafts. So I'm a very social person, and I miss being out there marketing, networking with all of my friends. So this is one of my ways of getting through this trying time. However, there are some people out there that have it much worse than we do. Our seniors that are in memory care and some of the assisted living facilities that are on lockdown, they really don't have anybody coming in to visit them. They can't really go out safely, and I was hoping that we can all get together and do some what we call in the crafting world Happy Mail. Happy Mail is just something that you send to people so that you can put a smile on their face, and right now I think some of our seniors really would, sorry, that's my trash can, would really appreciate getting some Happy Mail. So what I've done is came up with some cards that we can put together quickly and easily so that we can get as many of them made as possible. You can either mail them into my office, drop them off at my office. We can, hey Danielle, I think you're the furthest one. My sister, she's over in Scotland, she's watching, so really excited. What I want to do is show you some layouts for some different cards that might be easy and quick, some little embellishments that you can put on the cards so that they have a personal touch. It's not just a store-bought card that you're signing your name to. When you do paper crafts, you have a lot of scraps. So what I've done is I have my box, I don't know if you can see it, of scraps. in those scraps we have, I have a bunch of different designer papers where you can take plain paper, cut the designer paper, make the patterns, and then you can also make the embellishments. As I was saying, you can cut embellishments out with punches, you can cut them out with Cricuts, or you can cut them out by hand. They don't have to be anything elaborate. So what I did today was I came up with some cute little embellishments that I thought would be kind of nice on some cards, and some other ways to decorate your cards, and hopefully we can get a bunch of these cards made and get them to our assisted living facilities, our rehab centers, our independent living, our memory care, and let the people the seniors that are in there know that we're still out here thinking of them, and that, you know, this too will pass, but in the meantime we need to get through it. So let's get to it. So what I've done was I came up with this cute little gnome. Okay, this one is one that I cut out by hand, and this one, he's a little bit smaller, is one that I did with the punch. So he's super easy, and all he is two different hearts, and if you turn him around you can see the two hearts put together in the back, and it makes this cute little gnome. All right, so let's see if I can't show you how to make them. All right, I'm going to move the camera down. Okay, so I have this little punch, and super cheap. I never buy my punches full price at Michael's. I always use their 40% off coupon. Plus I'm an instructor for Michael's, so Got to give them a shout out when I can. So the 40% off coupon is how I buy all of my punches. So this is the little heart punch, and what I did was I took some white cardstock, and I just punched out a white heart. Punched out a white heart, and then some black cardstock, and punched out a black heart. Move some of my ink. All right, so you've got your black heart and your white heart, and you're just going to glue them together so that the black heart becomes the feet, and then the white heart becomes the gnome. All right, so we're just going to take some of our glue and glue them together. I just glue together like that. And I thought that I would be able to see the comments on my iPad, and I can't. So if I miss anybody that's watching and you're saying anything to me, I'm really sorry. Danielle said hi. Oh, Jill's back. Jill, April. Hey, sweetie. All right, so this so far is what we got. The black heart glued to the white heart. These are the feet for the gnome, and this is the little beard and, you know, the little gnomey part of it. So then we just take, I like the plaid paper to make the gnome's hats, and this is some 12 by 12 cardstock that comes in one of the Michaels Hot Buy paper pads. I actually got this paper pad at Christmas time, and this is what I'm going to use to make the hats. You can use anything. It doesn't have to have a design on it. It can be plain. It can, again, scraps. I've got a whole box of scraps that I use too to do all of this stuff. So you just cut out a little piece of your cardstock, and you're going to cut a long triangle. And these hearts are just about an inch, so I'm going to cut about an inch piece of paper, and then I'm going to make a long triangle to make my gnome's hat. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I don't know any hat that stays on completely perfect, and a lot of our little gnome friends seem to have crooked hats. Just going to put a little bit of glue at the bottom there. You're going to take your two hearts that you glued together and glue your hat to the top of the white heart. Okay, that's what you got so far. So you've got your long triangle glued to the top of the white heart that's glued on to the black heart for his feet. So what we're missing now is the nose. And what I did was I took some skin colored cardstock, actually out of my scraps from what I was cutting to make the cards. I took some skin colored cardstock, and I took a regular old hole punch, and I punched out a bunch of little noses. And what I'm going to take the little foam circles, again, you get these at Michael's in the paper craft section, and these little foam circles will give it a little bit of dimension. So you pop out one of the foam circles, okay, and you're going to take the little sticker backs off of it, and then pick up your little nose on there, and then take that and glue it. You're going to stick it halfway between the cardstock that's making the hat and the white cardstock that's making the gnome. Okay, so now you've got your little gnome. He was pretty easy, right? Hey, Julie, you're back. Oh, Kathleen. Kathleen's a nurse out on the other coast of Florida, so she's over there where it's a little bit worse than it is here. So, Kathleen, thank you for all that you're doing. All right, so this is the little gnome, and then what I did was I took my cardstock that measured 8.5 by 11. And you can get these in packs at Michael's fairly cheap. They put them on sale all the time for 3 packs for $9.99. So I take my 8.5 by 11 and I slice down 4 inches across, and that'll give you a card that's going to be 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. So then you can take your card after you've made that, and again, take your scraps and kind of come up with little ways of, decorating it. So what I thought was I would use some green and make a little hill, and then that way I can put my gnome standing on the hill, and that'll make a cute little card. So. I'm going to cut my hill a little bit bigger than what I need so that once I get it on the card, I'll be able to trim off the edges so that it's all on there. So we're going to make a little hill. And I used the blue cardstock so that it would kind of look like the sky. Use my bone folder to smush that glue down. You don't want anything bubbling up or lifting. All right, and then I'm just going to take my scissors and trim my hill so that everything's all nice and neat. So now you have your sky and your hill, and then we're going to take our little gnome and we're going to put him on here. And I made a couple of gnomes, so he's going to have some friends. So what I think I'll do is take this little gnome and this big gnome and put them on there together. But what I'm going to do before I do that, I'm going to show you how to make the gnome if you don't have the little heart punch. So what I do is I take 2 smaller pieces of the cardstock and I put them together. I hope you can see that. And then remember when you were younger and you cut out the little hearts? It's exactly the same way. So I put them together because you want the hearts to be basically the same size. So fold it in half and then just take your scissors and cut out your hearts. So now you have 2 hearts that are the same size, and you're going to do exactly the same thing. You're going to take some glue, go down the center, glue the black and the white one together, and see, you just bring it right up to the edge there so that your little feet are hanging out and your little gnome guy's there. And then you can make his hat a little bit bigger and I think I'll use a different plaid. I have a bigger plaid that I'll use for his hat. Now he looks like he's just about 2 inches. So I'm going to cut a piece that's just about 2 inches wide. Okay. And again, you want to make it a long triangle. You don't want it too short because the gnomes, they seem to have nice big hats. Okay. All right. So then we're going to put some glue on the bottom of the hat. Glue that to the top of your white heart. Okay. And then right here where the opening of the heart is, that's where we're going to put the nose, so there's no worries about the little hole that's peeking through there. Another thing that I use is the nose for my gnomes is the flat back pearls, and you can get these again at Michael's, and these are really cheap. The little packages are up by the cash register, and they're like dollar bins. I think they're like $1.29, $1.49 a pack. So you can get red and pink and all different colors. And I think I'm going to use a cute little pink flat back and make his nose. See? Cute little gnome. All right, so then we're going to take our gnomes and we're going to glue them on their hill. Put some glue on there, get them stuck on there. And you don't put them right on the top of the hill. You kind of make them look like they're kind of climbing the hill. Picked him up by his nose. Yeah, can't get my nails done for a while and they're getting kind of long, so it makes it a little bit hard to pick them up. I don't know how long that's going to last. All right, so there's our card. We've got our little gnomes on there. And then you can take and make little sentiments and different things so that you can let people know that you're thinking of them. And I have a stamp set that I meant to get out before we did this, and the one that I wanted to use says, "You make me smile." So I have a blue ink pad and I'm going to stamp it onto some cardstock and I'll cut it out and see if I can't make it look like a little sign that the gnome's holding. So you just put your little stamp pad on your block. Put the lid on there, see? It says, "You make me smile." So I trimmed it up. Now, one of the things that I like to do with my ink pads is go around the edges, and it gives it a little bit more of a finished look. Low battery, oh my goodness, thought I had that charged. All right, so you take your stamp pad and just go around the edge of your cardstock so that it's coloring the edges. And I'm using the same color as I did the words. It helps it stand out a little bit more, and again, it gives it a little bit more of a finished look. All right, so, where's my cat? There we go. See, around the edge, so it gives it a finished look. And I'm just gonna take my my foam dots and again, give it a little bit of dimension. The more dimension your card has, the better it looks. All those little details are what matters when you're making things from the heart. So, all right, so you take your little puffy dots and stick them on there. I'm going to stick 2 on there. And this way it'll look like a little sign that my gnome's holding, so when whoever gets my card gets it, they'll know that making this card made me smile. Okay. See? All right, so that's one of the cards. And again, I was just trying to go over some ways that you can make your embellishments and make your cards personal and give them some dimension so that they know that you put some thought into it. It's a little bit nicer to get something handmade like this, especially when you're stuck in the facilities and you can't get out. And I really feel bad for my my people that are in memory care that really don't understand what's going on. So at least this way I'm trying to make, I guess, more me feel better so that they know that we haven't forgotten them. So please consider making a bunch of them. Now I've been making all kinds of cards, and I told my husband we're going to spend Saturday morning, him and I, writing hand notes in them. This is another little gnome card that I made. And again, you just take your decorative paper on your cardstock after you've made your card, and you just decorate the back of it. He's got a little hill he's standing on. Another way to give your cards dimension is by putting ribbons on them. I took some cardstock that I had and made the back. I took the ink pad, went around it so it had more of a finished look. And then I have some stickers that, actually I made these stickers, and I thought they made a pretty card. So again, we're gonna sit and write in them. Here's another little gnome card. I punched out a butterfly, and this one is a little bit different. Oh, this is one of my favorites. Little bumblebee. I just took a circle punch, 1-inch circle punch, punched out a yellow circle, the black heart in the back. Then I punched out a 1-inch black circle and cut it up so that I could make the stripes. So the flower was a flower punch that I had. But again, these are all things that you can make by cutting out hearts. You can make your flowers by joining 3 hearts together. That'll give you a 6-petal flower. So this is the little bumblebee. Here's another card that I made. This one, again, was with the punches, and you're in my thoughts. So I want everyone to know that they're not alone. Now this one, this is kind of cute. This one, when you open it, the cardstock has a little envelope. And I'm going to write my message to my person that'll be receiving it on the cardstock, and then you just put it in there. But these are fun for around the holidays or birthdays. I make cards like this, and then you can put little gift cards in there. So I made a bunch of those. Another one with the music notes and the stickers that I made. These are just the 8.5 by 11 cardstock that I sliced the 4 1/4 inches out of to make nice little square note cards. So Bill and I will be spending Saturday morning sitting and writing messages in there. If you work for an assisted living facility or a rehab center or a memory care center, and you would like us to make sure that we get some cards to you, asking some of the girls that work for elder assistants to sit down and make some cards. They're going to have their kids making cards. Matter of fact, tomorrow morning I'm going to do another Facebook Live, but showing you how to make little more childish type embellishments, so that the kids can get involved and give them a little craft to do. So I hope that you all had fun. Again, I miss Hi, Yvonne! Yvonne's part of our craft club, and she's also one of the ambassadors for the Greater Pasco Chamber of Commerce. I miss my chamber friends so much. Yvonne, thank you for coming and watching me again. She comes to the craft club that we have at Ballantrae Clubhouse all the time. So, oh, Kirsten, hi. That's my soon-to-be sister-in-law up in Pennsylvania. Thank you, everyone, for joining in. And please, even if you're not down here in Florida, still think of the seniors that are on lockdown. Getting something nice to them, it would really make their day. I so appreciate everyone. Oh, never too late, Kirsten. I want them to know that they're not forgotten. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. I hope you learned something. And if you need any help with anything, please give me a shout out. You can private message me. If you have my phone number, call me. I'm here for whatever needs to be done. All right, I will see everyone later. Bye.